Hey, what is up you guys, it is Xantho here, and today I'm going to be running over my updated league start progression for my Atlas tree. Now my strategy is going to hinge on using a trapper character, which means kind of the best nodes are Essence, Strongbox, stuff like Metamorph, Bestiary. I'm not going Bestiary though, I'm going to go Essence, Strongbox, and Metamorph early, and then probably transition into a different character and then change my setup up. So the reason I picked these three things, well, two of them is that they're really good on really any character, but specifically because trappers can pre-lay damage. Essences just get instant deleted by traps. You just stack up to your maximum traps, open the essence, crack out the essence, and then it just gets one shot. And especially with a lot of essences in there, some of them can get pretty tanky and dangerous, but traps will have no problem dealing with that. I'm going to be starting Explosive Trap, as I said in the previous iteration of this video that I've now unlisted because I've updated my thing and didn't want to have any misinformation out there because I've updated my strategy a little bit. Now, as Pablo Picasso once said, good artists borrow, great artists steal. I've stolen the first part of the leveling tree from Path of Math. Basically, we're going to come up here, swing up, pick up Expert Reconnaissance, Commissioned Officer, Shaping the Seas, Planar Technician, and then Shaping the Mountains. The reason we do not take Shaping the Valleys is because these are only 4% nodes, 4%, 4%, or 15%. Chance for maps we found chance for maps we found 1 tier higher, and this is 5, 5, and 15. So this is 25% chance. This is only a 23% chance. So that's why we take this over Shaping the Valleys. Shaping the Mountains is just better. Also gives you a random use of a random map crafting option 10% of the time, which is good. And we're probably not going to be using Fortune Favors the Brave that often, so this is just not really that good of a value pick. We want to rush Kirak because Kirak missions are just amazing. Because Kirak missions is one free map. That is likely a map you haven't ran before. So one free map. That's basically just a free map drop. And then 2 is that every Kirak mission you run, it resets his inventory for buying maps. And he will have, 10, 12 maps in there sometimes. Usually at the beginning a little bit less, but at the end you'll usually have like 10, 12 maps in there. And I think it's set up so that most of them are ones you haven't run yet. So you can probably get 2, 3, 4, maybe sometimes even 5 maps early on that you have not ran yet, and that'll just turbocharge your Atlas progression. So in total, as a base, masters have a 35% chance of granting a master mission at the end of every map once you defeat the map boss. That's divided per master, so each master gives a flat 7% chance. We get 8%, 9%, 10%, 11%. 8%, 9%, 10%, 11%, and then 14%, 15%, 16%, 17%. So if we do 17% divided by 7%, we're getting 242% of the Kirak missions as we would without those nodes. So we're getting 143% more Kirak missions, which is amazing. So 17%, that's basically one every 6 maps you run, you're going to get a Kirak mission, which is great. So 1 divided by 6, 1 divided by 17 is, 100 divided by 17. 1 every 5.88 maps you're going to get a Kirak mission. And then you're also getting a lot more scouting reports. And scouting reports are basically Kirak missions without the mission. You use the scouting report and it resets his mission inventory, if you will, if you've ran. Then you have to actually have a mission ready to go, but this will re-roll his maps in his mission. So if you've already ran all the maps in this mission, you use a scouting report and re-roll those. And so you get 60% here and then 20% here for 80% increased scouting reports found in your maps. And then 20% chance for comprehensive scouting reports, which can roll like unique maps and other good stuff. But the mainly one you want is unique maps, because that helps fill out your atlas and get more points to spend. So this is our first thing. We're going to go basically straight up over, get commissioned officer, then shaping the seas, then planar, then shaping the mountains. And I have a pasteman in the description here with all of the passive trees, as well as an imager album with basically all of the progression here for my strategy. So our next step is basically to pick up the rest of the essence nodes. So we're picking up, or just pick up essence nodes. So we're going to pick up Prolific Essence, Crystal Lattice, Crystal Resonance, and Amplified Energies. And I am actually picking up these two nodes here. Usually people do not pick up these two nodes here, but I like them early league because it gives you a 100% chance of an essence, imprisoned essence monster giving you a rare item with an essence modifier. That can be, you know, a T1 greed, pair of boots with movement speed. It's basically a free chaos orb, but with essence, which is better than a chaos orb because it's a guaranteed good mod. So, and it's only 2 points, so you don't have to take these, but I simply like them early because I've gotten some solid gear actually just from these drops here that help me fill out my own gear / sell gear for making currency. Now our next progression here is we are going to be filling out the Strongboxes. We're going to be picking up Twice Tempted plus these two nodes here. Going to be picking up Secret Operations for operative Strongboxes for Scarabs. And then we're going to be picking up all 3 of these Strongbox nodes here. Probably first would be Concealed Logistics, get your map sustain a little bit better. And then probably Backup Cache, and then Vaulted Mysteries. Now these are really nice because it doesn't have to be, and then it also gives increased chances for Arcanist Strongboxes, Cartographer Strongboxes, and Divinist Strongboxes. This is really nice because it doesn't actually have to be an Arcanist Strongbox for it to get duplicated. It has to be any currency from a Strongbox in your map, and that currency will get duplicated. So if you just open a random normal Strongbox, it's a normal Strongbox and has an Exalt in it, this will duplicate it and you'll get 2x out of it, which is very cool, especially when you have a map with like Monstrous Treasure on it, which you can get from Shaping the Seas. Have a 3% chance to have a special implicit modifier. Wait, no, that's not it. Shaping the Mountains, sorry. 10% chance to gain a free use of random map crafting option. Oh no, Shaping the Skies. I am sorry, I'm completely out of whack here. Shaping the Skies has 3% chance of clicking mark scanner for use of a special map crafting option, which has a chance to be Monstrous Treasure. So you can pick that up if you want. It's not 100% necessary, but you can get Monstrous Treasure out of that, which is really good for Strongbox strategies. So pick that up if you wish. And notice I'm not taking Tamper-Proof here because we're still in the phase where we need map sustain. And Tamper-Proof makes Strongboxes corrupted and rare, which is really nice. But you should have enough like extra currency to like at least like transmute or maybe alch Strongboxes by yourself. I probably wouldn't corrupt them because Vol Orbs are just too valuable for map sustain for mapping itself. I wouldn't waste them on Strongboxes until you get Tamper-Proof, and then you don't need them. But the reason we don't pick this up early is because it corrupts the maps it corrupts everything in the Strongbox, in all your Strongboxes, including maps. So what will happen is if a map drops white in your Strongbox, it'll be a corrupted white map. And you won't be able to chisel it, you won't be able to alch it, you won't be able to vol it. So it'll just be a corrupted white map, and you'll basically be screwed and not be able to progress your atlas. Even if it's a map, especially if it's a map you want, it's not going to help you at all because it's just going to be corrupted. So don't take Tamper-Proof until you have like, I would say like 110 plus map completion. Until, you you're good on maps, and then you can just start buying the maps you don't have rather than getting them from queue rack. So that's our third progression. Our fourth progression is juicing. And we're not juicing too hard, we're just picking up the quant nodes in the middle, quant nodes up top here, and then doing the hat strat, which is basically picking up all these top ones, which are 2% increased effective modifiers in your non-unique maps. And there are 15 of these, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. So that's 30% increased effective modifiers on your non-unique maps. Now, unfortunately, this does affect stuff like players have minus max. So if it's 10% minus max, it'll be 13% minus max. If it's 80% fizz gained as extra LE, it'll be 104% fizz as extra LE. So the maps will be slightly more dangerous. But trappers, which is what I'm going with, generally can run any map mod out there, as long as you're not a life tap trapper. If you're a life tap / slave driver trapper that's relying on life regen, no regen maps unless recovery maps can kind of screw you over, which is why I'm simply going to be using a trapper that relies on a mono flask and then picking up like flask sustain nodes and stuff like that, simply so I can run more map options. So 30% increased extra quantity, extra modifiers. Why would we want that? Because it affects quantity and rarity. So if you have 100% quantity on your map, it's now 130% quantity. If you have 20% pack size, it's now 26% pack size. I don't know why I use a calculator. I could do that in my head. If you have 30% pack size, it's 39% pack size. Those are big. That's a big increase to your juice. And then of course you have the quant, all the quant here, the quant here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, 12, 13, 14. And then 30. So that's 44. So if you have 100 quant map, with these nodes, you'll have 144 quant map, which is a huge increase in map drops, general drops, everything. And then after that, this is going to be our Metamorph respec, where we drop out of the map sustain nodes. Basically, when you have like 110 map completion or so, I'm going to go with City Square as long as it's not nuked on the Atlas, which I don't think it is. So, and then we're speccing out of the Kirac nodes since we have enough map sustain / we have enough currency base. If we need to, we can just buy City Square maps if we need to. And then we're basically going to juice these metamorphs. Do depend on quant. Their rewards from the organs do not scale with quant. However, the general drops from metamorphs do scale with quant. And that's actually going to be most of your rewards, is just general drops from metamorphs. Especially because metamorphs, when you fill the VAT meter, have a huge percentage increased quantity on them. And they drop a lot of stuff anyway. They have much more quantity, and they kind of count as like multiple monsters, if you will. They have more base quantity than most other monsters by a massive margin. And then you get increased quantity from filling the fat meter, and then you get map quantity, which is going to increase that as well. And then we get 42% chance for rewards to be doubled, which I think is additive with a chance to be doubled from the fat meter filling. Some it'll be like 50%, some it'll be like 30%, but it should be close to 100% chance for rewards to be doubled. And then you can stack that with the catalyst doubling sextant, which will double sextants catalysts from metamorphs. And that's usually not too expensive, and that's generally worth it to run. And you can buy those for pretty cheap from people who just pick this node up and then just spam sextants on watchstones. Block 3 bad watchstone sextant modifiers, and then, or void stones as they're called now, sextant modifiers and 3 void stones, and then just do the 4th, and then use one of Kirac's seals or whatever it's called to pick up good sextant mods and then sell them. So you can buy from those people for pretty cheap, because that one's not really a big one. And then you can finally slap in tamper proof, and then we're picking up replicated results, organ donor, and then of course singular focus, all the good stuff. And then our final tree, which isn't super final, there's actually still a couple points left here, there's still 10 points left, is to swing over here and pick up the Shadow of Hunger, which is 30% increased chance to fight Year of Worlds altars in your maps. And then swing over here and get Rampant Growth and Eldritch Gaze. Eldritch altars have an additional downside, and I've looked at the list of downsides. Some of them are quite extreme, but nothing a trapper can't deal with. And then 50% increased effective upsides from Eldritch altars. For example, one of the upsides is like 15 to 30% increased quant, so then that would become like what, 27 to 45% increased quant, which is just a lot of quant. You could probably push close to 200% quant on a map if you get this as your first altar. And of course, you should boss rush the boss of the map first, which I'm going to be doing. Say square rush to the middle, kill the bosses, and then get an altar and then clear the rest of the map. So yep, that's basically my strategy. I have an imager album with all the progression through, and then links, a paste bin with all the links to the PoE skill trees, the skill trees if you want to look for yourself. So that is basically that, and peace out.